and welcome back to 10 out of 10 Mood Watch Again with Lauren and Ross.
Hello.
This week, The Dude Abides. We are doing one of Ross's favourite movies of all time, The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Before we get into The Big Lebowski, I just want to give you viewers at home a little backstage preview. I don't know, whatever the word is, right? So we were going to do Leon this week because we've been on a right wee Gary Oldman streak. I was like, that movie's class. Let's get it going. And we knew going in that if we did the podcast on Leon, we would have to address the elephant in the room of the people think weird things about Leon, right? If you want to still enjoy this movie, do not watch the extended edition. Only watch the 1 hour 50 edition, because we watched the extended edition and from the start of the movie, me and Ross were like, see, I don't see what the big deal is. What's everyone moaning about? About halfway through that film, I was in such a bad mood, wasn't I?
Yeah, the extended one gets grim.
I was like, fucking turn this off. Fuck this movie. La la la. So if you want to still love Leon, because I'm scared now that movie's ruined for me and I fucking love that movie. So before we get into the Big Lebowski, just pre-warning, if you want to still love Leon, only watch the hour and 50 minute. Do not watch the extended edition.
Yeah, 2.5 hour one.
And don't read too much in it either. You know, don't be looking up Luke Besson while you're watching it. You know, like just anyway. Big Lebowski, your favourite movie.
Yep.
Hit me with a parter.
So it was released in April 1998 in the UK, directed by the Coen brothers, starring Steve Buscemi, Jeff Bridges, John Goodman, Julianne Moore, and there's hunters in it.
I was going to say the cast is absolutely
stacked.
stacked.
There's a lot more in it. A budget of 15 million and a box office of 47 million.
Not bad.
Not too shabby. More of a cult following.
Yeah. We'll kind of get onto that, but this is one of those ones. General overview of the movie. To be honest, I didn't really know how to give a general overview of the movie because there's about 40 different things going on. So I just put confusion over who has the money leads to a pissed on rug. Mayhem follows. Yeah. Aye. So since this is one of your favourites, take the stage, Ross. Take centre stage. There's the spotlight. Tell me why you love this film.
But you know I kind of like my weird shit.
Oh, yeah.
And this is kind of...
Wait, pause. You know I kind of love my weird shit is the most understated thing I have ever heard you say. Anyway, carry on.
It's just kind of out there. The characters are fucking wild.
Yeah.
The story itself just grows these arms and legs. It just gets more ridiculous and ridiculous. It's just right up my alley.
Yep.
And all the shit I like, this is in it, so why wouldn't I like it?
Exactly. My favourite thing about watching this movie is watching you watch this movie, because you just have like kid at Christmas face, like you're just so happy, and like you'll like say some of the lines before they come, and then you just do that wee stupid laugh that you do when you think something's fucking hilarious. It cracks me up. I love this movie because of you. Like, I'd seen it before and didn't really love it. Like, I liked it, but I was like, I'm good if I never watch this again. Yeah. And then when you and me started going out, you were like, have you seen The Big Lebowski? And I was like, yeah, I saw it once, I didn't love it. And your face. And I was like, oh, okay, we're watching this. And then because you loved it, I like picked up on your hype and was like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. Like, so you are the reason I love this movie, but also like you say, like everybody's at a 12. Do you know what I mean? Like everybody's dialed up. And it's just good patter, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the characters they play are just over-exaggerated.
100%.
And it's great. It works. I don't know how, but it just works.
Totally. And like, as soon as you think you've like figured out the plot, they do something else, and you're like, oh, okay.
Throw you a curveball and like flips on its head.
100%. Right, we'll dive into thoughts and opinions. I do love a Coen Brothers movie. Like, I love the way they do things. Like, everything's like a bit more to the left, if you know what I mean. Everything's a bit more like, you think they're going to go one way and then it diverts, and everything's dead like dry humour, which we love. Yeah. But what I was also going to say as well is they're one of those groups, kind of like Flanagan, where they have their like core group of actors. Like the Coens have like Turturro, all that good stuff, do you know what I mean? And there's like wee bit characters, but it's the same guy in like 6 of their movies, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And like, I mean, it works, do you know what I mean? Like, if it's not broke, don't fix it, do you know what I mean?
This starts off Like, doesn't mess about.
No.
Like, you see, you get the narrative of him. Oh, he's a dude. He doesn't care. Just easygoing guy.
Drinking his milk in the supermarket and that.
It's like writing a check for 69 cents. Like, paying with milk with check. Whatever.
What guy?
Then as soon as he gets in the house, and this all starts just on mistaken identity.
Yep.
And it transpires into all this stuff. Like,
yep.
Fucking toes gone missing. Fucking getting a woman pregnant. Fucking
Donnie
dying.
Yeah.
Nihilist. Fucking porn stars.
Yeah.
And see if you were to not watch a movie and you hear it, you'll be like, that is a pile of shit.
Yeah, what the fuck
But
are you talking about? Yeah,
it just works. Like, the dude just gets dragged into all this stuff through no fault of his
like
own.
unwilling, do you know what I mean? He's just like, what the fuck is it now?
Like,
but
how did this happen? Just because somebody pissed on his rug?
Yeah.
He gets brought into all this shit. He just
It
wants
really
to go
tied
bowling.
the room together.
He just wants to go bowling and get high. That's it.
It's like he's so fucking laid back, but he gets pulled into all these shit, and he's like, for fuck's sake, right, fine. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's not like.
Is it how they can, like, the dude himself, just laid back,
Yep.
happy, fucking for the hippie movement, yada yada.
Yeah.
You're like, of course that would happen to him.
Yeah.
Like,
cutting about in his shorts and his dressing gown and that. Yeah.
And it has like kind of like noir elements in it to this movie, and it's never anybody like him. It's always these fucking private. Was it Brother Seamus they're called?
Yeah.
And is it
Brother Seamus?
like it's better that it's him? He's just there's a lot of stuff going on. He doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
He just wants his rug. He just I don't understand why the fuck he has to go to all this bother for a rug.
Like, so outraged because they pissed on his rug. See the bit at the start where they piss on his rug, and he's like, the guy says something. He's like, well, at least I'm fucking house trained. And I was gutting myself.
Like just actual like fucks them up so
totally,
much. They're pissed on your rug.
There's
like,
so many like good lines in this movie, and there's so many like, I don't know if this is the case for like everyone, but like lines that we quote in this house daily. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and there's so many, like, I'll forget some stuff, and you hit it with a lot of pish anyway, but I just mean, like, you'll be hitting out with stuff, and then we watched it tonight, and I was like, so that's why he says that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was like, I thought I'd integrated your pattern into mine, and then I was watching that, and I was like, right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's just a big inoffensive.
He's just a big doofus. Yeah.
Wanting to cut about with his pals who, I mean, how they're pals, like Donnie, an absolute cracker. Yeah. Like, just the theory. I think the theory's true.
No, like, I'm going to get into that because I debunked it while we were watching it.
No, what, the Con Air one?
Oh, the Con Air one? Right,
remember
okay.
that he runs away? Like, he leaves Con Air and goes to join a bowling group?
Yeah, so there's like loads of different theories about this movie. There's theories that we touched on it in the Con Air episodes where what's his character in Con Air again? We literally did this like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, fuck.
I've got my head aside as the virus.
You'll need to listen back and
right.
get the people to listen back.
Get the views in, guys, right? His character in Con Air runs away, joins a bowling group, and becomes chill with them. Which, to be fair, I'm like, cool, but is he taking Walter's pish if he's from Con Air? Do you know what I mean?
He needs to keep it hid, doesn't he?
That is true. There's also other theories that Donnie and Walter are just in the dude's head, but I just don't buy that. I don't buy it at all. There's also a sub theory of that is that Walter's real but Donnie's not, and because like the dude, like they were like, oh, nobody else interacts with Donnie. I literally watched this movie with my own eyes like an hour ago, and there are many times where the dude talks to Donnie and all this, so I was just like, nay bother. And it's funny though, like, see when you go on Google after watching this movie and it hits you out with like pure mad shit of like, this is just the dude on like an acid trip and all this kind of shit, and you're like, I could see it, mate, but also get it, just watch film. Do you know what I mean? Like,
so even that Walter, who's just permo angry, veteran,
allegedly,
flashbacks, you name it, like he's just fucking. And
like the dude's so calm, and Walter's just like whips a piece out in the middle of the bowling thing.
You went over the line,
Market
Smokey.
Zero, yeah.
Fucking poor Smokey. But like, just the world behind this is that every character is memorable.
Yes.
You have Maud, fucking Walter, Donnie, Jesus. Like, you have so many
Don't
people.
Fuck with Jesus.
Like, everyone is like just larger than life.
Yep.
Like, even all the nihilists.
Yep.
And
even Bunny to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I know Tara Reid's not really got a lot to do, but from the first time you see Tara Reid and she's like, I'll suck your dick for $1,000, and he's just looking at her like, sorry.
But it's just fantastic.
No, totally. And I'll look at your wee face. See, I agree with you on the like, see all the characters and stuff just being at like a 12 all the time. But like the soundtrack in this movie is dynamite. And
really good.
see the songs they use with each character. Do you know what I mean? Like, prime example, Big Jesus, and they use the Mexican Hotel California, and he's not saying anything. He's just bowling with that over the top, and I'm like, this alone has told me everything I need to know about who's about to come on screen. Do you know what I mean?
They all get introduced very well.
Yep, 100%. This movie's also one of those ones, like we were saying, obviously it's a cult movie. Like, this was one that a lot of critics and a lot of viewers, because this came out after Fargo, and obviously everybody loves Fargo, but this came out straight after, and loads of people were like, wow, what a hit and a miss for the Coens, like, this movie's really bad, blah blah blah. And then it's kind of, it wasn't as successful at the start, and then it was when it was on like VHS and all that kind of stuff, like, that's when it's that's when it became like cult status. But now it's like, when I was looking up stuff for useless information, I know a lot about the kind of outside stuff because of you, but there's like Comic Cons, like dude cons, where people just go dressed up as the dudes. There's like whole bars set up for like White Russians, do you know what I mean? Like, there's one literally down the road, Lebowski's, do you know what I mean? And there's like religions about it. There's all this stuff. You can sign up to like monthly dudism like newsletters, and they just send you like the philosophies of dudism, and I was like, the fuck is going on?
The pop culture impact
100%
like that characters had.
Absolutely.
You said, like, they've made dudisms that are stripped back Buddhism, Taoism or something. But it's basically just be a sound guy.
100%.
Like, just take it on the chin, keep going.
That's kind of your life motto, isn't it? Just don't be a prick.
I wish I could follow it.
Like, fine in, Ross, find religion. Like, it's like, though, like, I don't know if this sounds a bit reductive, but obviously, like, a movie's success is great money-wise and things, but I always think the true impact of a film is how embedded into pop culture it becomes. Do you know what I mean? Like, and this is so in pop culture, it's disgusting. Like, before I'd even seen The Big Lebowski, I'd seen pictures of the dude. Do you know what I mean? And I remember my dad had like the VHS, and it was just like John Goodman and Jeff Bridges looking at Tara Reid's feet, and that was the cover, and I was like, what the fuck is that? Do you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. It's like, you've seen it before you've seen it, and you know all the songs and all that kind of stuff.
Especially with going about pop culture thing, is that this movie's been dissected to like every frame. And like, there's theories about almost every scene in this movie. Like, you've got some even about the narrator,
Sam Elliott.
Was he a cosmic cowboy? He just appears, and we're like, just a narrator. But some of it, you're just like, there's not many movies that have that level of, right, this has got to mean this. I mean, you have this, probably the biggest one's The Shining. Like, they've analysed everything, but it's for two different reasons. Because they're all going about, The Shining, he was bored, like Kubrick was bored and that, but I was like, this is just so absurd, and like, the humour's absurd, the storyline's just crazy. Is it, right, we need to try and make sense of this?
Totally. And I think that's the thing. I think we'll probably get into that a bit more later on, but neither of us really have a lot of A's, because this movie is so absurd. Like, you can't pick things when there's barely any logic to your movie. Do you know what I mean? You can't be sitting there being like, oh, I ain't bothered. Do you know what I mean?
Just a bit of an unemployed hippie who likes bowling. There's so much like around this whole character.
Totally. I love when he's lying on the rug and he's just listening to like bowling ASMR.
The bowling playoffs at 87.
It's so class.
It's like that, and stuff we've watched is that, that's got to be this guy because of the picture he's got and all that. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, it's insane.
People are nuts about it. talking about like obviously quotable lines and stuff, do you have a favourite? Because I'm not being funny, you quote most of them daily.
I've got a few.
Okay,
I've got a few written down.
Hit me
So
with
obviously, one of the bigger ones is I'm the dude, so that's what you call me.
Yeah.
You know that, or he's dudeness, or duda, or El Duderino.
Yeah,
if you're not into the whole brevity thing, then the one I probably use all the time is, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Yes, every fucking day. Every fucking day.
Then this one's a personal favourite, but I love you, Walter, but sooner or later you're going to have to face the fact that you're a fucking moron.
I mean, that's from a place I love, but I generally think you've said that to literally everyone you know. Do you know what I mean? Like, you love us, but you think we're all dicks.
That, like, as I say, this movie's so quotable.
100%.
Like, every scene there's a bit in it, cool.
Yeah.
Like, even the bits where it's, like, the Jeffrey Lebowski, the millionaire Lebowski.
Get a job.
Like everybody has it.
What's it?
Like the writing in this is phenomenal.
Totally, Lebowski's Little Urban Achievers.
Aye, that you're a human paraquat. It's just so fucking good, man.
100%. I'm a personal favourite of like nobody fucks with Hizzles.
Aye.
And like just when they're arguing and Donnie's in the back just going, I am the walrus. I am the walrus.
As Lennon said,
yes.
You need to do this, that. I'm the walrus. Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
I also love John Goodman's rant about Shabbos.
Aye.
Shabbos, because you've done that to me a couple of times. Like when we've if we've had plans or something like a party, you don't want to go to an event, you don't want to go to. You're like, can I say it's Shabbos? And I'm like, no.
Shabbos, aye.
No.
Show me Shabbos.
Everyone knows we're not Jewish, Ross. You cannot pull that.
Okay, he's worth a go. He's not even Jewish.
Well, listen,
he's Polish Catholic.
Fuck it, you pull Shabbos at any time you want, my love, right?
It is cool with this movie that, like, they go through all this crazy shit, like throwing ringers for ringers of money, getting toes and that. Then it's like, right, we go bowling. That's kind of like the setup.
Yeah.
But the thing that's good in this is he thinks that Walter's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But everything he says is correct.
Yeah.
Like he's called it straight from the beginning.
Yeah, he's like, oh, there's no money, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Like everything he says is right, which is bizarre considering
Walter's
he's a fucking psycho.
mental. Yeah.
But it's like all this stuff happens, and it's at the bowling scene. It's like, what you got to do now? So the bowling kind of sets up what's going to happen.
It's where they like regroup. Yeah.
Like Donnie dies and goes, fuck it, let's go bowling.
Yeah. Do you know that? Do you know as well? This might be tapping into useful information. But every time Donnie bowls, he hits a strike, and the day he dies is the one day he doesn't hit a strike. So if you didn't know that, there you go. See, that's the thing, is useless information is going to be wasted on you because you know a lot of shit.
Yeah, I probably know most of it.
Yeah. I've tried to go for the more like not pure obvious ones. I've got a couple of obvious ones in there, but some of them I just think are quite funny. Yeah. I think John Goodman like steals every scene he's in. Like your eyes are just on him the whole time.
That's his facial expressions he pulls.
Totally.
Even as he does, just ranting. I wouldn't even call it ranting. He's just. I don't think he really has it in it with rant about shit.
Yeah, just like a bit more annoyed than normal. Yeah. It's when his face, see when the dude phones him up and he's like, it's an emergency. It's like, it's Shabbos. Yeah, but it's an emergency. Yeah. And he comes and he explains to Walter like how he's like figured everything out and he knows like Buddy's not been kidnapped and blah 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 blah. And Walter's just like, that's great. Like sitting there and it's like, because obviously you're that deep in the film, you can like smell that he's Steven. Do you know what I mean? And he's like, yeah, that's great, but where's the fucking emergency? Like, all right, anymore. Do you have a favourite character in the film?
Oh, God.
I know, sorry. I probably should have prepped you with that one.
I don't know. It's got to be the dude.
Yeah, well, yours is obviously.
Like, just his whole demeanour, the way he just deals with everything. I mean, it's all wrong.
Yeah.
Like, he deals with everything wrong, but it's just, fuck it, we'll go again.
Yeah. I love how much you love the dude. Like, and you're like, in no way a stoner in any way, but every time the dude comes on, you're just like, what a guy, absolutely.
Just the idea is that, fuck it, bad shit happens.
Yeah.
Let's just carry on. Let's go bowling.
My favourite as well, which is probably the most dude thing about you, is any Halloween or any costume party we have, you dress up as the dude, and everyone's like, oh, cool reference, and you're like, no, I'm just comfy, man.
Yeah.
Like,
that's one thing. He looks comfy. He never looks uncomfortable at a place.
Yeah.
Put out a place.
Yeah.
Like, even when Jeffrey Lebowski's shouting at him, just sunglasses on, fuck it.
100%. I love the way the dude steals like everyone's patter and like, I don't know what the word is, like dudifies it. Like, I don't know what the word is, but you know what I mean? Like, when he sees George Bush Senior on the telly at the start, and it's like, this aggression will not stand.
Aye.
And then when he's with Big Lebowski, he's like, the aggression will not stand, man, and all this. And then even when like things Maud says to him,
it's the like parlance of our times.
Yeah.
It uses it in the wrong context.
100%. And then it's like, what is it when she's like, oh, when these people treat women like objects, and he's like, he treats objects like women, man. Like,
he just uses it all. Like, he's not a smart guy. He's got life sussed out. He just wants to fuck about and bowl.
100%.
Like, fair enough. Like, he's doing better than a lot of us.
Yeah.
But it's just, as you say, there'll be like 2 scenes before, then he'll hit out with something as for fuck's sake, get a grip.
Next try. Do you know the bit that cracks me up the most? Well, I mean, like, the whole movie cracks me up, but see when Jackie Treehorn drugs him, and then it gets to that like Jackie Treehorn presents Gutterballs, and it's his wee face when he's like dancing and he's just fucking buzzing to be there. I'm like, Jeff Bridges must have had some buzz filming this, man.
That must have been good fun.
Totally.
So even like daft wee bits like that is when he sees him on the phone writing stuff down, then he goes there, like, does the mad fucking detective thing when you score it, like you swear it. It's just a guy with a massive erection. Is it? Of course. Why? Why wouldn't that?
Yeah. 100%. Do you know what came into my head, right? And this is we're going on a bit of a detour here, right? So when he's at Jackie Treehorn's house and he's like, oh, how's the smut business going, Jackie? And Jackie Treehorn starts talking about like the future of sex and how it's going to become mechanical and all that. Did Jackie Treehorn predict like AI porn and like all these mad mental contraptions that like you see on mad creepy Channel 4 documentaries? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. He probably think he'll have a sex robot.
Oh my, what now? Yeah, 100%. That's in the like what happens next, and it's just Jackie Treehorn is the creepy Channel 4 documentary of like, I married the robot.
Yeah. Oh fuck, you know it.
100%. Some people on the internet really hate the ending of this movie, but like, I really don't mind it. Like, the whole movie's off the wall, and I really like, when I was like looking up stuff for useless information, they were all kind of like, oh, why is he breaking the fourth wall? The whole fucking movie's a fourth wall break. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
what?
But he's the narrator. Like, that's the whole, like, he's been doing it since the start of the film.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Like, I don't mind that at all.
Yeah.
But like, some people are very passionate about that. Like, they turn it off like after Donnie dies or before Donnie dies. But I'm like, you can't turn it off before Donnie dies because they need to fight the nihilists. Do you know what I mean?
I just don't understand. Is that he's not part of
he's
the
just
story
at the side,
in that sense? Like, he's, I mean, he even says at the beginning, oh, here's a story about like the dude. Like, he's not he interacts with the dude, that's all. That's why people argue that, oh, is he there, or is he some part of fucking like cosmic cowboy thing, as people have mentioned?
Crack on.
But he's just the narrator of the overall story. I wouldn't stay with that. It's not, doesn't annoy me or anything. It's just the story.
No,
like, totally. Just the storyteller.
Totally. I have one problem with this film, but I'll save it for later. It's not even a problem. I just don't like the actor. So it's like a personal beef. Do you want to dive into favourite scenes? Have you got anything else?
No, I think I've went through everything. It's just
you being like, movie. What a film. Yeah. Love it. Keep it going.
So for favourite scene, I've got air quotations here, guys, the cripple scene. Right, I do not mean that in any bad way, but if you've seen it, you'll understand.
No.
So
explain the scene.
So they bust into Jeffrey Lebowski's house.
Yep.
Who happens to be in a wheelchair.
Yep.
Because they've realised that he's embezzled money from his foundation.
Yep.
And he was going to set the dude up with it. So after they all do it, and the dude finally rumbles on. He's basically on what, like, you can't prove it.
And then big fucking Water steps in.
I know a spino when I see one.
This creep can walk.
Yep. Then proceeds to lift the man up and watch him fall with his fucking on his face.
And they just stand there.
Yes. Is it Water, you fucking idiot?
Walk.
Yes. I know a cripple when I see one.
Yeah, excellent fucking choice, Ross. Excellent
Like
fucking choice.
that just gets me every time.
Yeah. Excellent fucking choice.
Is it? No, I'm pretty sure he can. I'm pretty sure he can. Well, no, I know he can. This creep can walk.
I just love that Walter goes into everything with like absolute certainty, and then it all fucks up, and he's like, all right, like when they throw the bag of his underwear out and they think they're keeping the money, and then everything goes horribly wrong, like shoots up the car, they fuck off, and he's like, let's just go bowling. It's like, you've been ranting for about 10 minutes that this is like a surefire thing, and then it all goes horribly wrong, and he's like, oh,
for the guy that actually gets it correct, which he doesn't mean, there's no way he was smart enough that he's just a fuck up, and I don't know how he's managed to be right about everything, like straight off the rip.
Yeah, he just accidentally falls into things. My favourite scene is the bit where the dude's in the bath and the nihilist and the nihilist and the mad dominatrix ferret come in, like the ferrets and like the leather and studs and all that, and it's like, I mean, it took me at least a good first few viewings to clock who the fuck Peter Stormare was, like, because I'd seen Constantine before, like, do you know what I mean? And I was like, shut the fuck up, no way. No fucking way is that him. And then obviously you've got wee Flea in the middle, do you know what I mean? People say Flea is shit in this movie, and I'm like,
he doesn't have a lot to do in it. Like,
he's in the movie for like, what, 6 minutes all in? Like,
he's not offensive in it.
Absolutely not.
No, that gets me. The big blonde guy looks like Stephen Merchant.
Yeah,
like I can't unsee that.
I wish we still had a discount version of it. Like, yeah. No, 100%. The nihilist cracked me up every fucking time.
Yeah. That we John and Lebowski.
the skinny blonde one at the side, with like the one that's got her toe cut off.
Yeah.
Do you know she's in Buffy? She's one of the singers in an episode of Buffy.
Nice.
Because I clocked her and I was like, I don't want to say this with my full chest and not be sure. It's like the final season of Buffy. She's like one of the singers at the Bronze, and I was like, I fucking knew it, but I didn't want people like, did you know, Ross? That's why I waited and I googled it and all that.
There's a lot of them. The guy who puts the dude's head in the toilet, he plays Lucifer in Supernatural.
Does he?
One of the main guys in that. Aye.
There we go. I love that. It's like, I know it's just the first 10 minutes of the movie, but see that, like, your wife owes Jack and your money, and it's like, does it look like I got a wife? The fucking toilet seat's up, man. Like,
is it, where's the money? Is it, I'm sure it's down there. Let me look.
Yeah. There's just, honestly, like, do you know what I mean? At the start of the movie, I was like, right, okay, I'm going to make a list of all the lines, and there was so many times watching that I just put my phone down. I just stopped taking notes because I was like, I was just fucking enjoying myself. Do you know what I mean? And we've seen this movie so many times, like. Do you want me to dive into useful information?
Aye, go for it.
And you can tell me, like, hell that. Like, so most of the dude's wardrobe was actually Jeff Bridges' real clothes, but they were like, he's just cutting about the house clothes, and they were like, they were like, bring it in. In the edited for TV version, the famous line, "This is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass," is changed to, "This is what happens when you meet a stranger in the Alps." And I kind of wish it was just, "This is what happens when you meet a stranger in the Alps," because that's just so fucking bizarre, and it works.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like, when you, like, normally when movies are like edited for TV, like all the edits kind of take you out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Whereas when he does "This is what happens when you meet a stranger in the Alps," you're like, no, absolutely fair. That is absolutely something with what we would say. Do you know what I mean?
There's a whole load of, obviously a lot of shows have to be, a lot of movies and that. I think Pulp Fiction's got one where they replace the word fuck with friends.
Yes.
And I can't remember the exact quote, but is it, "Oh, this is what happens when you," say it was like, "give a fuck," I'll say it. It's not that, but it's like, "Oh, what happens when you give a friend?" And it's like, yes.
we should look more into that because that'd be fucking hilarious.
Aye, there's a whole load of them. I imagine a lot of Tarantino stuff But
100%.
TVs had to be edited.
100%. Well, there's the thing about The Exorcist, isn't it? There's like loads of bit in The Exorcist that are taken away.
Yeah, like the spider walk.
They take the spider walk.
I don't understand why that got cut out.
Yeah, and they changed the thing she screams at her mum to something else. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I have seen a version.
Your mother builds shelves in hell.
So close.
Aye.
It's genuinely, but it's something fucking so stupid like that. Anyway, sorry, back to Big Lebowski. So the dude says man 147 times in this movie, which is almost as many times as Leonardo DiCaprio says fuck in Wolf of Wall Street. Like,
cool.
And I love the comparison. Do you know what I mean? You've got Tarantino and Scorsese being like, how many times can we put fuck in a movie? And they're just like, man. In the original script, the dude was the heir to the Rubik's Cube fortune, and that's why he never worked, because he had a trust fund. But they just kind of took it out of the script and just never addressed it. So he's just walking about with all this money unemployed and just nobody asks any questions kind of thing.
I wouldn't really work, because then he would have no need to deliver the money in that.
Yeah, exactly.
I can get why he's doing it, because he's obviously the brother Seamus guy's trying to. He's like, you're playing everybody, and he's like, $100,000. Obviously, if you had the Rubik's Cube fortune,
you wouldn't be fucked.
I don't know if that's a vast fortune.
I can imagine
don't know
be.
The guy, but it's like if you're a multi-millionaire already, is it $100,000? No bother.
Yeah, 100%. John Goodman says this is his favourite film he's ever made. Second is Monsters, Inc.
Nice.
I was like, what a class top 2, John Goodman. Yeah. See, when I was looking up John Goodman on IMDb, like, do you know the way, and the man's been booked and busy, right?
Oh, aye.
But, I could not go over how many movies he's in, even bits where he's, bit parts and all that.
Aye.
I forgot as well, he's, the dad in Coyote Ugly and all that, and he's, I think he's Hilary Duff's uncle in, one of her movies as well.
It's not even that, he's got all his movies. I mean, obviously, kids in it, like Flintstones.
Yeah.
And all that stuff, but, I mean, he's done seasons of TV shows as well.
Roseanne and that, yeah.
He's a busy boy.
Yeah, man, he booked. And that's the thing, because I've not seen him around for a while, but I'm like, you retire, babe, you have a good time now. Do you know what I mean?
He's done well for himself.
You chill.
I think if anybody deserves it, it's him.
Now, he's obviously been in other things, but just off the top of my head, the last thing I remember seeing him in is that terrible Cloverfield movie. But again, that movie was bad, but he was great. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just off the top of my head. He's probably been in something last week. Do you know what I mean? I've just not thinking it. But anyway, John Turturro put a bag of birdseed down his trousers to make his bulge seem more prominent. I was like, all right. Yeah, because with that bit where he has to go down the neighbourhood, that is prominent, man. That is full shaped and everything. There are 2 religions based on this movie. You obviously said Dudism earlier on, but there's another one that you might like. The Church of Latter-day Dudes.
Oh, I'm a thingy.
What?
I signed up for it, aye.
Shut the fuck up. When was this?
That was ages ago.
When the fuck was this?
I'm an ordained Dudist, minister.
Wait, so you...
I got ordained.
Wait a minute. How have you never told me this? We are getting revelations on the internet.
Oh, I've been ordained for a while, aye.
Why
That's
have
been
you
years.
never told me?
I don't know, just never.
What do you mean?
Never came up.
What do you mean it never... I'm not exactly going to come in and be like, oh, you're an ordained minister today. So, what does that mean? What can you do?
Nothing. It's just...
All right.
I got an email. You think you're stuck. I'm going to find this. I'll show you.
Right, okay.
I'll get a photo up for the gram.
Right, okay. Fucking that's actually throwing me. Can you marry people?
No, it's not a
I was going to say
recognised religion.
I was going to say you could have fucking saved Ainsley and Sean a fortune, just married them in her living room.
Aye, look. Thanks for ordaining at the Church of Latter-day Dude.
Oh
2020.
My God.
A full year ago, didn't it?
So 2020 and you've kept this from me for 4 years?
I've been a Dudist minister, aye.
Yeah, fuck it. We're screenshotting that and showing the people on Instagram.
That's fine. I'll get there. I'll find all the shit in my account. You can buy certificates in that.
Aye. Get that bought. We'll frame that in the living room. Aye, I want the people to know. You can get patches. I can put that in my jacket.
Aye. I've been doing that for a while.
Well, fucking. What secrets does your husband keep from you? Well, he's actually an ordained Judaism minister.
The more you know,
Listen, yeah, this is why our marriage stays alive, Ross. You keep me on my toes, you know. So Robert Duvall. How are we pronouncing it? Duvall, yeah. Robert Duvall, Gene Hackman, and Anthony Hopkins all turned down being Big Jeffrey Lebowski. Robert Duvall didn't like the script. Gene Hackman just said no, didn't even give a reason.
Fair enough.
And Anthony Hopkins said he didn't want to play an American. And that I was like, I'm sure Anthony Hopkins has played an American before.
Yeah, it's not.
Is Hannibal not American? No, he's not.
No, German. Is it not?
Is that supposed to be a German accent?
German living in America.
Aye, alright.
Because in the early Hannibal, the prequels, he's do not fight with German soldiers. Austrian, German?
I don't know.
Who gives a fuck? It's a shite movie anyway.
Sounds like that.
Aye, Hannibal Lecter. That's not an American name.
Aye, alright, fuck.
I don't know. I'm just assuming.
Phone him up and ask.
Right?
Aye. Charlize Theron also turned down the role of Bunny, but basically, I wouldn't see the point. Do you know what I mean? I feel like Charlize is too like serious.
Bunny's, for as big a part as Bunny is, like in the story,
yeah.
she's not in it that much anyway.
She's
so
not.
It's not as if Charlize Theron's lost out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Tara Reid need it more than her.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think to be honest, like there was like interviews with the Coens and they'd said they had Steve Buscemi in mind, they had Sam Elliott in mind, and they had John Goodman in mind. So they kind of got who they wanted. When I was trying to look up like who else could have played who, there wasn't really that many. I think they just kind of got who they wanted, to be honest.
Aye.
So that's it. This isn't really, I guess, useful information, but it's something to look out for next time you watch it. So when the dude is thrown into the back of the limo with his white Russian to speak to Philip Seymour Hoffman and Big Lebowski, you can see cling film over the top of his white Russian so that it doesn't spill everywhere. Yeah. Because I'd found this out last night and then we were watching it today. I was like fucking eyes peeled every time I get in. That's basically me. The other A's I had was just like talking about the internet theories and stuff. What did I say?
Useless info. It
doesn't
matter.
Whatever. The only thing I had was like the other internet theories and all that kind of pish, but we've already kind of covered that. So
yeah, a lot of the theories they're out there. They're very out there.
And I get it. I do get it, but it's ones like, I don't know. There's ones where I'm like, but that's very obviously not true because if you see it, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
I think the problem is when you overanalyze a movie.
Yes.
Then you come up with this wild stuff.
Yeah. And you're going to find a way to make it fit. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Like, if you just think, like, everybody's got these theories about it, I need to have something, you're going to make up something stupid.
Aye, 100%.
And 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be the case. So.
100%. Do you want to dive in, 80?
Aye. Right, I'll go first then. Is the dude a good bowler?
Right, I'm going to piggyback right off the top of that because I've got something similar. The dude never bowls in this movie, ever.
No.
Like, as much as he loves...
It's only Donnie you see bowling. Aye.
As much as they love bowling, you never actually see them bowl.
No.
So, like, I don't know.
But then, they make the semis. Do they beat Jesus and... What's his name? Sean?
Liam.
Did they beat them? Who knows?
Oh yeah, I never asked. What do you think happens after?
That's my next one. So what would the dude be doing today?
Not right after. Now, in this day and age?
Yeah. You've got to imagine though, he's got priced out of living in California or Venice.
100%. Or does he have the money? Work differently? Right, so if he's still the heir... Oh man, I'm so glad you picked this up because I totally forgot. If it is the Rubik's Cube fortune, whatever, right? I feel like California, like, also as well, over there, like, there's, like, medical weed dispensaries opening up everywhere. So he'd be a happy boy. Do you know what I mean? He'd just be stoating about.
Yeah, well, I'll give you that. I think he'd just be doing well the same.
Even if
Walter's probably dead right enough.
Yeah, Walter's had a stroke.
Aye. So he's just probably fucking about still. Probably hanging about with Smokey.
Aye.
Cutting about with Smokey, living a good life.
100%. Who gets the dog butt?
That's his wife's anyway.
Oh, his ex-wife's. Yeah, Walter's ex-wife. Yeah. So again, right, I know obviously we were saying about the theories, right? So the one that was brought up to me today, actually, when I told people we were going to do Big Lebowski, was that Donnie is in John Goodman's head because John Goodman's the only one that talks to him.
Mm-hmm.
But you see on multiple different times, the dude says like, bye Donnie, or he talks to Donnie, or do you know what I mean? And like when Donnie dies and the ashes go, the dude is like, oh, Donnie, do you know what I mean? So, debunked immediately.
Yeah,
like,
he acknowledges that Donnie's there, so he can't.
Exactly.
Unless he's just that laid back, he doesn't care.
Or he's that baked, he can fucking see Donnie, you know? Yeah.
I'll give you that.
For being, this, again, we kind of touched on it earlier on. For being such a chill guy, why does the dude hang about with Walter? Like, I could not imagine anything worse.
Yeah, how does that friendship start? And I can only think it's got to be because of bowling.
Yeah.
Like, because it wouldn't have been Nam, because as he says in it, he protested Nam.
Yeah.
Like the dude did.
Conscientious.
Walter
he's
was
a pacifist, man.
Walter was desperate to get there, the way it seems. So it's just got to be bowling, through the love of bowling.
Well, that's another thing that in the original script, the Coen brothers were going to have that there's like a revelation at the end of the movie that it turns out Walter wasn't actually at Vietnam. He was at his grand's in Ohio during the Vietnam War. But they took that out. But I've just got that in my head now. Every time he talks about Nam, I'm like, were you there, but were you there?
It's got to be bowling.
Yeah, man.
That or Donnie's maybe been the intermediary between them.
Shut up, Donnie.
Aye.
I feel like this is going to be you. Like, see when like we've made our money on however we make our money, only elbows. Like, I feel like if as soon as you know that you don't need to work anymore, this is you, Ross. You're just going to be fucking doing the arcade bowlings, like
I
pure
fucking love it.
Living your best life, man.
It'll be better than fucking working anyway.
That's pish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you got any other E's?
No, that's it. They're not really even problems with the movie.
Exactly. Like, that's the thing as well, is like the movie's just so fucking out there that you're like, I ain't bother. Like, I'm not questioning anything too deeply in this film. Do you know what I mean?
You can't.
Do you have a worst guy whose hairline's receding?
I do, but it's quite weak, and it's basically just Tara Reid. But
right, okay. Leave Tara Reid alone.
It's not even that she's bad in this. It's more just they're all so good, and she's such a bit part.
Yeah.
Like, she's the cause for a lot of problems.
Yeah.
So it's her character who's the worst person for me.
Yeah. Not Tara Reid personally,
herself.
just Bunny.
Yeah, Bunny's caused so many issues in this. That's enough for me. Like, you're the worst. You're the worst guy.
Fuck off. I just leave the dude alone. Let him bowl. Let him drink his White Russians and bowl.
That's all he wants. A nice Caucasian.
Do you know what I mean? Mine is Julianne Moore. Maud Lebowski. I don't know if it's the character or if it's just Julianne Moore. She just grinds my gears every time. She just grinds my gears. But I'm just not a Julianne Moore fan either. And I'm sorry about that. But there's something about Julianne Moore. I think it's in the eyes where, do you know that way, like, she'll smile, but I'm like, you're going to turn around and call me a tramp to everybody else. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's just something, and it, like, see if there was like, famous actress snaps and like kills her whole family, and it turned out to be Julianne Moore, would not be surprised. There's just something about her.
No, fair enough. I think Julianne Moore's character, she is maybe playing one of those lovey people.
Yeah, the wonderful people.
Got money, so she can kid on to be an artist.
Aye.
So you're kind of like, right, we get it. Like, but that's the type of person.
You can swing naked
and make no money, but you don't need to because your parents have got a fortune.
Yeah, our voice is like right out of a Mae West movie, but
yeah. I get you. So who have you got for different movie then?
Again, right? They're all so mental that they could just all be in this movie, right? But I had David Thewlis. I know he's only in the movie for like 30 seconds, but I feel like he should be in some mad arty-farty wanky-fanky film 4 number. Do you know what I mean?
See, I've got him and all, but I've got it as a mad psycho horror.
Yes.
Just constantly laughing.
Yes.
And why does it look like that?
Yeah, like Psycho 4 or something.
And what is it with the Scouse accent and all? Like, what? I don't know if that was in the script or if they've
just wung it. Yeah. David Thewlis is one though, like, I always forget he's in this movie, and then when he pops up, I'm like, oh, there he is. But I feel like that about David Thewlis in general. Like, David Thewlis is excellent. He's great. He's never been in he's never been bad in anything. And yet I always forget he's in things, apart from obviously like the third Harry Potter movie. But like,
he's in hundreds, David. What a grafter.
Yeah. He's another fucking booked and busy guy. Like,
aye.
He's actually never stopped. It was only like, do you remember a couple of years ago I was at you, we need to watch Dragonheart, like, and you'd never seen it, and then David Thewlis is like the prince in Dragonheart, and I was like, hey, wait a minute.
Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be?
David Thewlis, Dennis Quaid, and Sean Connery is a dragon. Do not fucking threaten me with a good time. What a film. Have you got anybody for who's in a different film?
I've got David Thewlis as well.
Is that all you've got? Oh, right, okay. Just when you said that,
I was going to say John Goodman, but his character works well. Like, him and the dude have such... Even though they're polar opposites, they have like a good chemistry.
Yes.
And you can see that, like...
They actually like each other.
Yeah, they genuinely care about each other. Walter more the dude, I think.
Yep.
Because you can see it, like, even though he's this fucking... Vietnam vet, anger and that, like, he looks up to the dude.
Yeah.
I don't know how, because they'd be two different.
100%.
Like, they had two different ideals, political views, you name it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just worked.
But it's like, even when they're having that argument over the phone, it's like, fuck you, I never want to speak to you again. Yeah, of course I'll be bowling tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean?
He needs his bowling, pal.
Yeah.
He'd be lost without him.
I love that. Do you have an I'm out?
Nah,
me neither.
There is slow bits in it, but it all serves a purpose.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like, I think there's definitely slow bits in it, but it doesn't matter because you know the good bits coming, so you're just like, it's pure fine. Do you know what I mean?
One bit maybe, but it's only one scene, is the nihilist at the restaurant.
Oh, yeah. But that's just to show
shows
that
it's not her toe. But do you need it? No, but it's like a minute scene.
Yeah.
Like, it's not enough to be like, right, I'm going to go for a piss, because then you're going to miss something else.
Because I think it's right before that scene, that's when you see Tara Reid with all her toes, so you don't really need it.
No,
but,
you don't.
Like, cool, crack on, do you know what I mean? 5 more minutes of Peter Stormare.
Yeah,
David Stormare. Who the fuck's that? That's his cousin.
Fuck knows.
Have you got anything else you want to say about your favourite movie ever?
No, it's just that it's a fucking cracker. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it.
Yep.
And if you have watched it, go watch it again.
Watch it again, yeah.
And you do watch it, we'll all go to Lebowski's for a White Russian.
Perfect. You make a really good White Russian.
Yeah.
Remember, for your birthday, we tried. So I tried to throw Ross a surprise costume party, and it failed miserably. But me and Ainsley had made big. What are they called again? The big mad jugs with a tap on them. Anyway,
cooler type thing.
Yeah. Big mad jug with a tap on it full of cocktails, and we made this giant White Russian, and it burst in the fridge and went everywhere. Our fridge was honking.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
Because it like poured all over the veggies and all that. Yeah. So like when we opened the fridge the next morning, it was like milky onion. It was horrific. It was horrific. So I will never do that again. But if you're ever up, get Ross to make a White Russian.
Yeah.
Well, this has been our Big Lebowski movie. Obviously, we're going to go down the Gary Oldman route this week, and then I got really pissed off at Leon. So we could possibly go Gary Oldman next week, or
we'll find something.
We could leave it viewer's choice
Gary
again.
Oldman belter. No, we all Gary Oldman a good movie.
We do.
I mean, all his movies are good, but we owe my fucking classic.
Yeah, but are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Well, they'll need to find out next week.
Bastards, right, okay. Anyway, right, as per, find us over on Instagram at 10 out of 10 would watch again. I will most definitely put up a picture of Ross's dudism thing. And we'll see you next week. Bye!
No more Shabbos. No more Shabbos. No more Shabbos.